Hey guys, it's Rich from BilletSPIN. Hey, you are looking at our latest top, and you're also looking at our entire studio in the reflection of that top. I apologize for that. That's the price you pay when you put a high polish on a reflective material like that. So anyways, yeah, this is the BilletSPIN Iris. I just finished this up today. I also apologize because my microphone battery just died and I'm just using the camera microphone, so I hope that it's loud enough and you can hear me okay. Make sure I get that replaced. Anyways, yeah, so this is the latest. Now this is still a prototype, but it's 99.99% finished. As far as this particular material combo goes, it would look exactly the same. The only thing different is going to be the assembly, which I'll get into a little bit later. I just wanted to give you a video of it spinning. Now this one is 1.24 inch in diameter, so it's a good size top. Let's get right into it here. So there it is, 1.24 inch in diameter. This is a stainless steel, black Timascus, stainless steel stem. Has our standard 1/8 inch carbide bearing ball. And just to kind of give you an example of what that looks like next to some tops that you may know, here's a matrix and a K2. And so, yeah, it's big. It's a very big top. No circus, pun intended. But anyways, it's quite heavy, even with the black Timascus. I'll get you a weight on this guy here. This one is 51 grams. 51 grams, where a K2, this is 34 grams. So yeah, it's pretty heavy. Basically, when I started this design, this came to me in the middle of the night. It really there wasn't really a theme with this top when it started. And what I thought would be cool would be, you can see the outside here is very similar to the Infinity top. And the reason that's a good shape with the counterboard backside there is because it's very conducive for long spin times. But I thought, hey, what if we put two of those together? And that was where the thought of this, that was just the simple inspiration that started this thing. And so that's what I did. Well then, I can show you the original, one of the original prototypes was there. I wanted to do a little longer stem, and you can see I made some changes. There was quite a few things that happened there. I changed the stem drastically. The long stem just didn't spin as easy as I was hoping due to the weight. And then I closed the orifice here a little bit, changed the outer a little bit. But anyways, this was a long process of prototyping. In fact, I know I say this probably on every top lately, but I've spent more time on this top prototyping than any other top. I literally had about 60 stems that I changed, kept playing with to get the right one, and I really feel like we nailed it on this one. Let's get a little bit more into the design. As this thing started out, I told you how it started. After I put those two pieces together, I realized this thing kind of looks like the back of a jet engine. And I thought, well, let's kind of run with that a little bit. We got convex shapes throughout. Even on the face, there's convex steps that come. And just so you know, too, this is a three-piece top. And on this one, the outer collar and the stem are the same material. But if they weren't, this center disc right here, this would actually be the stem material here. This is the stem material. It just looks like it's all one piece because it's all stainless, but it actually is. This is a separate piece than this. But you can see we use convex shapes throughout, and if you look down here, you see the shape here, then it steps down to the inner disc, then it steps down to the stem, and you can see it follows that same pattern all the way to here. So it steps up, steps up, steps up. So it kind of just flows there. The stem itself, if you ever look at a drawing of what it looks like inside of a jet engine, there's these different, I don't know what you'd call them, they're blades, fans, turbines, whatever. And I wanted to kind of mimic that on the grip. So you can see there's a little groove here, groove here, groove here, groove here. And that kind of looks similar to what you have on the inside of a jet engine. You got symmetrical convex shape here and here. And then you have like the cone, like if you were to look at the front of the jet, it's got this little cone on the front there. And it just goes with the flow there. So that's kind of how it all went together. And it just really came out nice. Now I know this isn't my typical design. You know, normally I do a lot of milling, but I really wanted this time. Two things. I really wanted to showcase exotic materials because, see, most of the time when I do tops, you look at like the K2. There's so much milling on it that it really detracts from the exotics itself. There's not a big surface. Now the Matrix was a little better because of the side pieces, but then you had the spokes that were all cut out. So this one, the Iris, that's what the name of this one is really, these curves really showcase exotics well, as you can see by that beautiful black Timascus there. Now I've got some surprises for you guys. The Iris is going to use some brand new materials that have not been seen before in the top world. In fact, some of them haven't been seen at all, period. I am working hand in hand with Alpha Knife Supply right now. They are developing some new patterns, John Walker, over at Alpha Knife Supply, different Timascus patterns for both the inner and the outer. And let me tell you, he's got some really cool ideas, and I can't wait to showcase these new Timascus patterns on the Iris because this is just the perfect top to really show it. And so there's going to be 3, maybe 4 different Timascus patterns, you know, not your normal twist or basket weave. We're going to get pretty crazy on this one. And then we also have a material called Carbo Quartz, and it's a mixture of quartz and carbon fiber, and I urge you to Google it. It's a very pricey. It's used in high-end watches, but we got some coming in. There's going to be superconductor, mokume, Damascus, you know, all your regular exotic materials. We're going to use them all on this. Now, the Iris is going to be sold matrix style, and what I mean by that is that we're going to sell one material combination at a time. And because I don't have all the materials in, I can't make a nice chart like I did last time for the matrix. We're just going to sell one material combination, and when that one's sold out, a week later, we're going to sell another material combination. And when that one's sold out, we're going to sell another one. We're never going to offer those material combinations again. So you're going to have one shot to get it, but they're going to be spaced out. Maybe sometimes there'll be 2 a week. Most of the time, just 1 a week. And this whole sale is going to take, you know, a couple months for sure. Maybe up to 3 months for us to finish selling all these. But it'll give you a good opportunity if you want to buy more than one to recuperate. Some finances there because they're going to be spread out. And the other thing I want to tell you about it is that I am going to be offering this in standard materials. And the standard material price is going to be $150. So, you know, similar to what we had on the K2, the Navigator. But here's what I'm going to tell you about standard materials on the Iris. Because this top was made with exotic materials in mind, you're going to have big surfaces here of standard materials. You know, the exotic kind of breaks up an area like this, where a standard material doesn't. And so the standard materials, they're going to be nice, they're going to look nice, they're going to be less expensive, but you know, the design is really made to showcase exotic materials. So keep that in mind. Yes, we will be selling standards, but the main focus is going to be on the exotics. So anyways, yeah, spin quality is great. Now a time spin on the one with this material combo that had this design with the copper instead of the black Timascus, I got just under a 10-minute spin. It's still stabilized extremely fast, and I'm gonna guesstimate that this one is actually gonna spin longer because the titanium of the Timascus is lighter than the copper, and it actually is going to lower the CG, and it's actually going to make it spin longer. So I'm going to call this one at about exactly 10 minutes. I'll do some more testing on it again. This is just an informational video. Each material combination we do, I'll do a separate YouTube video. I'll go through the spin times. You know, you'll get to see each different look, and yeah, there you have it. So, yeah, I know it's new. I know it's a little different from BilletSPIN, but it's a complicated look of a classical design. And, yeah, heck yeah, you can see how deep those cutouts are. And you can see why we call it the iris, because it kind of looks like an eyeball. And the black Timascus would be the iris itself. So, tell you what, let's see if we can get a close-up look here. That beautiful black Timascus. So that's titanium and zirc. See that stem there. It's got a really good grip, but it will not tear up your hands. Ball nose, each one of those little radius grooves in there are individually milled. And then you can see the convex steps there. If I can get there, you got a really good look at it. So, anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Give me some feedback on what you think of this top. I know this is a little different than the norm. I'd love to hear from you. If you got any questions, let me know. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you.